Hi, welcome back
Hello.
to another edition of Curling on Curdia TV. I'm going to take my glasses off so you can see my beautiful blue eyes. I am John, and the Napoleon to my Josephine today is Pim. Welcome on in.
Hi there. Yeah, Napoleon, because we have a bit of a French connection here, a French team going on with the stream tonight, or this afternoon. We have Viry, well known from the previous stream. They're the French team. They are playing the entire weekend in the Belgian Curling League, and this is their final game of the weekend, also their fourth game. We kind of estimate that they would perform good. They've proven that to be right. They won both games yesterday, but this morning it was very close up until the last stone. For the people who watched, that was very tense. People who were there can confirm, and the people who weren't, well, you have to rewatch it.
You missed out. Catch the replay. It's a great match. We had, they played really well. Really good match between the the Brewers Ducks and
this is going to be very confusing today.
I'm only going to use. I said I was only going to quack today, so it's like quack, 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 quack. No, we have it's a double header between the Ducks and Viry, but it's two different Ducks teams. This afternoon we have the Grey Ducks. This morning it was the Brewers Ducks.
So and this is the Ducks Deja Vu. That's that one.
Yes. Yes, to use a little bit of French and a little bit of alliteration, there we go. I can say le canard, as we say in my terrible French. But yeah, this morning the Brewers Ducks and Viry had a really tight match going back and forth. Came down to the last stone, and we were talking centimeters off on how far the last stone missed from Viry.
Don't spoil it for the people who want to watch. But
they're going to go back. You can't spoil something that's already happened.
That's true. That's very true.
So today we've got our last match. They've got a little bit left, a couple minutes left in the warm-up. So we're going to see Viry come and play, see how they're going to bounce back from their loss. A tough loss, really. I mean, it was such a close match, and they had such a good chance to win it. See how they're going to go. Grey Ducks coming in with their first match of the weekend, first match of the season. Or no, they played yesterday.
They played yesterday, and they won yesterday, and we actually streamed yesterday, so we were there for over 2 hours. But actually, they won against Luxembourg. So we, remember that Luxembourg, they won, I think, the first 2 or 3 ends, and we were thinking, well, maybe Luxembourg is also coming in strong in this A division. But then Grey Ducks, they kind of found their skill level and went over him and ended up the game winning. I think not easy, but well, they especially the second half of the game was in favor of the Grey Ducks, so they pulled the sheets towards them.
Yeah, they were much more in control of that match. Yeah, see, it's like a goldfish up here. I forget it 2 minutes after it's happened.
Yeah, but they have a different lineup today. Yesterday they had Stefan van der Meeren playing on the third position, and they had he playing on the, I think, first position.
He was leading, yeah.
He was leading, but he and Stefan are now alternates. They're not here, they're just alternates, but they're exchanged by Xavier, who's now playing in the lead, and Chris van Rosmalen from Ghent, who's playing on the third position. So you really can't compare the Grey Ducks we've seen yesterday with the Grey Ducks we'll see today, but a comparison we want to try to make is how will the Grey Ducks perform against Viry, knowing that they are preparing for the men's national senior challenge that's next weekend. We already know the Brewers Ducks played pretty good. They won this morning. The Brewers Ducks, they can win against Viry, but can the Grey Ducks, and can we kind of compare those results, or is it too difficult to compare results?
I think it's going to be difficult to compare because the lineup that the Grey Ducks are going to roll out for the senior championship is not going to look like this, because everybody has to be over 50, and right now they've got 2 guys at least under 50. I don't know about Chris van Rosmalen. Maybe he is over 50.
He looks much younger. He looks so fit and so so I don't know.
So yeah, so we'll get a taste of how Tom's tactics works against them. The skip from the Grey Ducks, he's going to be playing. He's going to be skipping the team at the senior challenge as well. So we'll be able to at least compare his tactics versus Walter's from earlier today. So that's going to be how we're going to be able to compare that.
That's true, yeah. Is it maybe on purpose that they don't want to show their kind of potential lineup for next weekend by mixing with some players to or are they just trying out all of the players a week in front to see, okay, now we have a kind of information on how the players play and multiple setups, and then we'll make the decision. Maybe they're going to mix up during the challenge as well, who knows?
It's hard to say. Yeah, they could just be saying, well, we want to give everybody who's a member of the team a chance to play, and the challenges will be the challenges as they come to it. So it's really, we don't know. We'd just be guessing at this point. and there's no real benefit of guessing what they're trying to do with this. I think it's really just trying to give everybody a chance to play.
Yeah.
So we have got the LSDs coming in now from
the Ducks. I mean, if you read, they played their warm-ups. They just played it. They had, I think, a pretty good first LSD. I can't really recall the second.
70 nu.
All right.
70 nu.
So we get some information from Dirk. Dirk is also measuring track of thinking time as preparation for next week. So maybe we can kind of share some thinking time information during the game.
Yep, I just got word of what that was. So
all right.
So Viry threw a total of 115 centimeters. Grey Ducks are the first one, just threw 85. So they need to get this one within 30 centimeters, 29 or less, and they will get the hammer.
Will we look at the?
Let's take a look at this one. Yeah.
So they need 31 or less.
29 or less.
29 or less. Well,
so this one is going to be wide, and
which means Viry is probably going to take the hammer. That's confirmed.
Yep,
because
that
this one's
one
over.
Slides through. So 185.4 centimeters. Officially, you'd believe it. People will get that wrong every time. So
yeah, that's true.
So with that, Viry is going to start with the hammer, and we're going to be ready to go in just a moment. Good luck handshakes at the beginning.
Yep, that's part of the spirit of curl. You wish people good stones, good game, and then off to your positions. Skip putting stones in place, that kind of stuff. So just before we go, before they start, they have to put some stones in place. A quick look at the table so far. So we have Viry sitting on top of the league with 4 points out of three games, 2 wins out of 3. Then Brewers, Ducks and Grey Ducks, they both won a game. They both won their first game. If Grey Ducks succeeds and wins this game, they tie with Viry. So we could have Viry and Grey Ducks sitting on top of the table, or if Viry wins, they get a kind of comfortable lead towards the other teams. And on the bottom of the league, we have Desperate Housekeepers and Luxembourg, both losing their first opening game of the season. But yeah, it's way too early to make any kind of judgment or any type of conclusion, especially where teams will have leads just because they played more matches than another.
Right.
Team Breaking will sit on the bottom of the table quite some time because most of their games are kind of concentrated towards the second half of the second season. All right, I think we're almost
ready to get started. Yeah, I got my clicker ready.
Tom, the skip is moving over to the skip side. I think he's overthinking what he's gonna call for as an opening stone for this game.
I'd be willing to bet it's a center guard.
I don't know. I'll go for a center stone within the house. So all right, that's the center guard.
Yep. Away we go. Weight looks okay. How much is this going to fall? Maybe a little bit on the outside, but that is going to come to rest right in front of the house. Nicely placed stone right there.
Yes.
Viry being aggressive, going into the house.
Yeah, Selena, a very good lead player for Viry. We saw that in the last ends, basically the entire game, but the last ends in particular.
Yeah, she threw quite a few well-placed stones. Had a lot of different calls expected of her. She had to throw takeouts, she had to throw guards, draws into the house. Had a really good match, that first one.
Yep.
And another good stone here, right where Stefan asked for it. I'm looking to come back behind their guard there. you can see Tom's influence and teaching on Christophe and Xavier with how quiet their release is. They don't move their hands a lot, their arms a lot. They really just are kind of letting their wrists do the work. This one just not quite enough juice, and so it falls off to the side short of the house. That's going to give Viry a chance to throw something in behind the guards.
I think it'll tap the guards.
Ooh, that's gonna tap
it in,
yellow
really.
in, yep.
Comes into the house.
Unfortunate stone there. It looked like it had good pace to it, just a little bit, fell a little bit too much. Tom looking to see if Viry can go after that one in the back there. I think they'll take their chances, gonna try to take this one out here. Oh, thank you. Getting a little candy gift from Timo.
Yeah, Timo's not on stream. He's here physically.
But we hope he has his TV on Kurdia at home, so we're getting the bump in our numbers.
Yes.
Gonna sweep this one at the end. Looks pretty good. Is that gonna fall into the middle? Oh, that's a nice stone. Look at
Write
that.
that
That's
down.
perfect.
This is perfect. This could be another one of those lead shot of the match candidates. We had a couple of those in the previous game, but this one, I mean, this kind of hit and roll. This,
But that's not the lead.
oh, it wasn't the lead.
No, he threw a second. It was Christophe.
Oh yeah, true. Well, this could be one of those special zones where the second could be.
It was an excellent zone. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
It's you couldn't ask for better placement on that. Gonna be trying to run their guard back. Gonna just clip to the outside, but it does open it up. Ooh, and pushes the yellow one further into the house.
2 gray stones in the house.
3 gray stones in the house.
3, yeah.
I'm just gonna ask Christophe to put one in there, just right in front. Leave a guard outside the house. Protect that. Protect their stones. Sliding seemed to go a little bit to the outside, but he did seem to hold the stone in a decent line, so hoping to get this one to draw over. Look at it fall.
It falls a lot.
Once it started going, it really did. That's going to end up in a really nice position.
Now, these 2 extremely good stones there for Christophe.
Yep, very nice. They might have liked that one to draw over just a little bit more, but I think with that 3rd stone that got bumped into the house, it kind of makes it a little bit harder to come from the outside around those. So yeah, really, really good stone there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you read they kind of confirmed that there's quite a difference in skill level B division compared to the A division. They noticed that they're in the A division as of this weekend.
Yep.
But credits to them, they fit in.
They're fitting in nicely. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 wins and a loss through 3 matches. Not a bad result. Gonna run that back. Gonna take out a couple of the yellow stones. Leaves the shooter off to the side as to not give Tom and the Ducks a guard to work with. So they're just gonna have to set their own up again.
Chris wearing the blue jacket because he was a former founder of the Ghent team, but made his transfer to this new team as of the season.
That one's going to carry a little bit deep. They want it shorter. It's going to set up... Ooh. That could set up a possible triple there with the right angle on the left stone. Could be a way. I think that's what we're seeing Stefan look at, is how is this going to... How can we hit this to get these the most out of there? All right. Looking at a nose hit, keep that red one, the shooter there, and that could move things as we need it, as they need it. Going for the sweep. Very nice shot.
Very nice, yeah.
Gets rid of two, puts that third one in the underneath the guard, rest off the button. Very nice stone there. Duly noted. I'm fairly certain my clicker is working, but just in case it's not.
Yeah, can take the risk. It's also this weekend a little bit of a testing weekend to see how our new technology blends in with our operations, the new scoreboard, the new clickers. Because we have some important tournaments and games coming up this month. This month will be packed with a lot of curling.
Want this one to overlap just a little bit. There we go. Well placed stone right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to promote his own stone into the house and get the shooter to go in? Or looking just to clear it out?
Right, so a little discussion, a little thinking, and we have thinking time for both teams up. Dirk is managing that, so I'm also a bit curious to see how that will progress in the game.
Yep.
If teams are going to run out of their, let's say, imaginary thinking time, we're not going to apply the rules of thinking time. It's just a test case for our challengers.
This one's going to catch that yellow guard. Is it going to tap the red? It does, but just slides it by the yellow. Good effort there from Jeremy. Unfortunately, just missed the mark. But it did an important job. Opened it up in front of that yellow stone. It's going to force Tom to throw a guard to protect it.
Yep. Oh, I heard in the background 3-2-1 start. I was like, huh, what the hell could that have been? But there's an initiation going on over at sheet A, so that was the case.
That would be the sweeping sound you hear in the background. There's
you also see Chris like watching, right? Those guys.
Eight guys over on sheet A all sweeping simultaneously makes enough noise for our microphones to pick up. goes. I gotta let it curl. Starts to fall. Might be a little deep. Is that gonna stop in front of the house? Or a freeze up against the round stone would be pretty good. Try to sweep this one down there. A little bit of a gap. That could allow Viry to get them both out. Just a touch deep from Tom there. Nice line. And it's so hard to tell, like, okay, you have to wait so long to see, oh, is it going to carry, or are we going to be able to get it there, that, yeah, it's almost too late to sweep it to get to the freeze. To push that one a little bit to the outside. Is that going to be able to fall back? Starting to go. Ooh, catches the top one. So yeah, it looks like I was right. Yay, hashtag John is right. Can we get that trending, please? A little bit outside on the release there. Just misses the double. So it's going to force Tom to gives Tom an opportunity to put another one there in the house, or guard it. Protect that stone. Try to get a steal out of this. Just the most casual twist of the wrist there. No extraneous movement. Oh, it's starting to fall a lot though. Sweeping it to make sure it gets over the hog.
It's over the hog. It's a very high guard line.
Ooh, and it's just gonna overcurl a little bit.
I think it's still pretty good cards.
It's gonna be hard to hold the shooter.
Yeah.
Well, if it falls at the hack weight, I think they could possibly get enough of the stone to hold the shooter. We'll have to see if Stefan has erased memory of that missed takeout in the first match today.
I talked to him and he said that indeed he was very kind of nervous to throw that stone. That was also the reason why he was kind of repeating his routine, like standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down. I think 2 or 3 times in a row, just to deal with the nerves.
That looks narrow. Is that gonna get around that guard? Oh no, it was inside. It's gonna catch the guard.
And that's
one
yellow.
Steal of one for the Ducks.
Open with a steal. That's
good end there from the Ducks. Put the pressure on. And you see that ice is falling. I don't think he had quite the pace that he needed there, and I think the release was also a bit inside.
Yep.
So through one, the Grey Ducks with 1, Viry 0. Could be a big steal there. See how that plays out. We've seen that every point matters in these matches so far this weekend.
So does this count as thinking time? You see Tom kind of peeking through the window, looking at
the break, the 1 minute break.
Oh yeah, there's a 1 minute break. Oh, so he's kind of laughing with you, like, oh, I have 10 seconds. I don't really have to call a stone right now.
Well, no, it's in the championships. It's a mandatory break.
Oh really?
Yes, because it's for television, for timeout, for commercials, and the broadcasts.
Oh,
to have things to do. So now we're gonna have to start filling up a minute of time between ends.
We have to make dad jokes, and we have to fill it with dad jokes. That's the only.
This is going to be nice. They're going to sweep this down, and it's going to get onto that center line. Just barely, but it is. So the tick rule is in effect.
That's the important part, right?
That can make a difference, yeah. Looks, is it heavy? A little bit. Oh, did you see that? Oh, I see that it might have picked something, or it lost its rotation. She didn't have much rotation on it, and it started spinning the other way.
Yeah, I think also the skips noticed that there was something with the rotation going on.
Yeah, it was going this way and then turned back out. That was interesting there. You don't see that often.
No.
Oh, maybe sometimes in the initiations, but hoops are missing the sliding.
Oh yeah.
This one's got to get around that guard. They're sweeping it hard.
It could work. It could work. Oof, no.
Ooh, no, just a little bit off. So that begs the question, can you tick your own stone off the center line?
Well, we'll have to ask Duke, I guess.
Timo.
Yeah. Or Timo, yeah. Timo's here, so we can ask that kind of question. Okay, that's confirmed. We have our own professional fact checker here, Timo.
So teams can take their own stone off the center line. I thought the whole point of the rule was because teams were so good at moving their own stones off the center line, but I guess you wouldn't want to do that, so that makes sense. Yeah, if you really take 2 seconds to think about it, it makes sense. Never mind. This one is going to get into the house. I'm going to try to sweep this one a little bit behind the tee line. Oh no. The near house camera died.
Near house camera?
The above,
the mobile phone, yeah. So no more overhead shots.
Too cold.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure something out with those.
So is blue kind of the color for the Grey Ducks, or is that just a coincidence?
I'm thinking it is very much a coincidence. However, I think Chris and Xavier happen to have jackets made by the same brand. Ooh, this one's a bit out. Is that gonna slide through? Yep, that's going to. Oh, just comes back and catches it. You're switching the camera angle so fast, I can't line it up. Nice stone there from Xavier, or Christoph. Excuse me, Christoph. This one to fall, try to get some guard. It looks a little bit heavy though.
Yeah.
I try to sweep this one through. Put all your weight into it. Gets to the back, not out, but far enough out of the way, I think. could use those stones as backing. Like, if it's a little heavy. I think they'd still like this one behind the guard in front of the T line. A little deep.
Going to catch that second one. Yep.
Xavier giving a thumbs down, thumbs up. Pick one. You need to decide. I don't think that's exactly what they wanted, so it might have been a thumbs down. Not terrible.
Yep.
Does get one of those red ones out of the house, but
Now
doesn't
Viry,
leave them in shot.
yeah, Viry is going to try to draw in between those two yellow ones.
On y va, encore, encore.
Can I get
Keep
it around?
going,
Can I
keep
get it
going. Oh, it just ticks it. And we don't have the overhead cam to see, but I don't believe that is second shot. I think it's going to be
I
a
don't
little
think
bit
so, no.
outside the yellow one. Going to go with the hit and roll here. If it happens to get over and can take out that other red in the back, that'll be just desserts, but
Is it inside?
little bits.
Yes, no, yes, no.
Ooh, a little bit too far
Yeah.
outside. Oh, just misses.
Yeah.
The shooter slides out of the house. That would have been a really nice one if it caught it. Just needed to fall a little bit more. Not much though. Not much.
I noticed how Tom, when there's a very close stone, he kind of tends to hop around. Just that could be a new nickname, like the bunny or the kangaroo or something like that. Another attempt for Viry to draw in between those yellow stones.
It's been also a touch on the heavy side, but that's gonna get under top of that, on top of that yellow one. So it's gonna push the yellow one out of the way. Not quite what Viry wanted there. Alright, gonna look to take this one out.
Please double checking, are we going for a draw, a guard? Tom confirming, well, let's go for a draw.
This couldn't quite see what sign Xavier was making, whether it was a thumbs up, thumbs down, too strong, not quite sure. This one looking to be pretty good. Is this gonna be maybe a touch deep? Yeah, I would have liked that one a little bit further forward, but still puts him in the shot position. A little bit of backing there. See what Viry chooses to do with this one. On for the sweep already. Yeah, they don't want want this one to jam on the back, so...
Oof, nice.
Gets
That's
both of them out there. Both yellows are out.
Yeah.
Shooter falls through the house, but still leaves them in a pretty good shot.
Interesting double takeout there. Actually, very good stone.
Duly noted. Takes me longer to write it down than it does just to click. Click the button. Click, click, click. Little bit of a tricky situation here for Tom because you have that one red over on the side of the house that's just enough behind the guard, that you can't really afford to roll this one over behind the guard too much because it would fall. It wouldn't be shot. Make sure this one sits on the nose. Ooh, a little bit off. Oh, but it does slide over and stay shot, I believe. I mean, we would know if the camera above was working, but it's not, and I can't go out and fix it during the game.
No, that would be kind of disturbing for the players. It's hard to... I think, yeah, yellow is shot, right? I mean...
yes, yellow is shot.
Yeah.
But it's exposed, so this will allow Viry, they're just going to go after this one, get it out. Could be an opportunity for them to kind of hit and roll a little bit to the outside, stay behind that yellow guard, and be sitting potential 2 here with a chance to draw for 3 if the Ducks can't do anything on their last stone. This one's gonna take... Ooh, it's gonna just miss. Oh, catches it.
Catches it, but not enough to get the yellow to go out of the house.
No, it does put the red back in shots. Tom is gonna try to get rid of that red. Some pressure on Viry to force them to 1, or if they get this, they could potentially steal 2 here.
Right, final stone for the Grey Ducks in the second end. The second end of the second game of the second game of the
second day
of the second half of the season. Right. I was waiting to make that remark.
Oh no, this one's gonna slide just by. Oh, Viry throwing a lifeline here.
Yeah, true, and this is unlike Tom to miss that kind of stone.
Yeah, but they haven't thrown any stones from out that side yet this match, so it is a bit once you start getting outside the center, the most common used lines, paths on the ice, it gets to be tricky to really quite accurately judge how much it's going to be.
I can remember Brewer's Ducks also struggled with takeouts on that side of the sheet in this direction, so
yeah, so a chance for Viry to score 2. Want to make sure this one has to get all the way into the white. Or at least halfway into the light. Is this one gonna catch that guard? Nope, it's gonna be okay.
How deep can they get it? It has to be better than the yellow one. And is it? Think it's not.
No.
It's too short, so that's only 1 point for Viry.
Wow.
And, if I'm leaving, leaving this point here.
That's yeah, could that come back and haunt them? You know, leaving another one out there on the ice. I was afraid of throwing things through. You just threw a takeout, and now you're trying to throw a guard, and yeah, you overcorrect.
So yeah, for people tapping into the stream, we're starting the third end of this game against Viry-Châtillon and Grey Ducks, and I couldn't tell who's the better team so far or who might win.
No, right now it's pretty evenly matched. I think we're seeing good stones and some mistakes from both teams. I think it's gonna come down to who's going to correct their mistakes first.
Yep.
So Celine starting us off here in the third. Jeremy started out with cleaning. And they switch over to Laurent. Well-placed center guard. Just carries into the house. Gonna give Tom make him think. What does he want to do? Corner guard or something into the side of the house. What he's asking for. Line looks okay. Christoph indicating it might be a little fast. I don't think that's going to settle into the house. And just stays
I think it's in.
biting,
It's biting, yeah.
but red is still better. Maybe we can throw the far. Oh, you're using the far camera for something else. Never mind. Doesn't look quite right when you throw with the far house inset with the slider coming up. Deux, trois, deux, trois, trois. So it'll overlap center guards there. I think we're going to see Tom try to use those to his advantage and take the, put something behind it.
All right. Thanks to the effort of the sweepers, they got it into the house.
Battery on my clicker started dying, so I'm
Okay.
going to just fishing around for a cable so I don't lose access in the middle of it, in the middle of the match. Oh, falls just a little bit too much and catches that front guard. Bit of a break here for the Ducks. Laurent not happy with that shot.
Nope.
Gonna try to promote the yellow one. Trying to hold this one straight. Wanted to tap a little bit on the outside of the nose. That is going to fall just a little bit too much inside. Nice pace, just maybe a little bit inside, but puts it in a good position. I think it's set up for a double here, so I think that's what they're trying to do. A little bit outside, though, it will clear the guard. And the shooter does roll away as to not guard the yellow, but it's going to give Tom an option here of a hit and roll, I think.
Yep. Yep. Take it out and try to reuse the shooter as the guard for their shot stone.
Ooh, sliding inside, pushed it outside. It is starting to fall. Very fortunate on that one. That was, yeah, the sliding was outside and then he tried to overcorrect and managed to get it to fall and at least get rid of the red one. That's the important one here.
Yep.
But yeah, they would have liked the guard to protect this one here on the 4-foot. This one outside? No, this one's going to catch it and slide out.
So either nothing in the house or that one biting yellow in the house.
I think that yellow one is still biting because if we look at the overhead, it looks like it's just hanging over the edge,
Yeah,
and that's even at an angle. So I think, yeah, I think we're gonna see Tom play away from that yellow back there. I need to make sure this one gets into the house. Sweeper's working hard. Oh, this one's gonna come up short.
Yeah, it's definitely not in the house. It's barely over the hog line. Barely.
Oof.
It is thanks to some sweeping effort, but
Yeah.
not a lot of extra wiggle room there.
No, could come into play, but as we've seen with the way this ice has been falling, it won't really protect against the takeout. Decent hack weight would get around that fairly easily. Viry wanting to make sure this yellow one is out of the house. Ooh, and since they're keeps their shooter in there, good stone, good results. Tom is not going to worry about it. He is just going to... He wants to try to build something up so they can be trying to get score 2 with the hammer.
Yeah.
It looked to be outside, but now you see it once it starts to go, it goes. And so they're going to try to sweep this one, get this one as deep to the house as they can, get it to the house. I'm really trying to encourage them. Oh, comes up just a little bit short. Yeah, 1.5 stones short of the house. That could be a big break for Viry here.
Right, skip time.
Let's see what Stefan has up his sleeve. Calling for a guard behind those yellows, so... Adjusting the ice a little bit, taking a little bit less ice on this one. Really trying to scream at him to get it to go. Gets behind there. Oh, that's a really nice stone.
It's a very good stone. Look at perfectly on the T line behind the 2 guards. Absolutely
Very
good
nice stone, yeah.
Yeah, he's very happy with the stone.
Yeah, really nice line, nice weight, really good position. Tom will still have an option here of trying to do the same stone draw right on top of it, freeze up against it just a little bit onto the inside to the live shot. Needs to start to fall soon. There it goes. Oh, but it's a little bit on the heavy side.
Heavy and white.
Oh.
So that'll just go out of the house.
Just stays in play. Big break for Viry there. This is going to allow them to set up something. Oh, I think we just lost the far house too, the overhead cam.
Yeah.
Just now, I was actually watching it when it froze. So might have to find something that keeps the batteries warm. I think it's the battery packs that are dying. We'll have to figure it out. Tim, would you like a piece of pie?
I would like a piece of pie, yeah.
Getting offered pie from our in-house fans.
That's nice. See? We have pie to celebrate that. We just topped 50k viewers with our channel today. That's good.
A very big milestone for us.
Yeah.
And just in September. That's not too bad, I think, for a little Belgian curling channel. Pretty happy with the growth we've had.
Definitely, yeah. And most of those viewers were collected by Hannah, who an amazing TikTok stone. It's in one of our shorts. I think it topped
20,000 views.
20,000
Yeah.
viewers. So, and it's still going viral. It's still growing.
Still growing, yep.
Actually, it's in the last 2 weeks, it's kind of bumped up again in the YouTube algorithms, and it's even growing more increasingly.
Yep.
Yesterday was a slow day for that video. I think it only catched a couple of 4,000 views or something like that. Final stone, and an important stone, because Viry has 3 good stones in the house, so this stone has to be good for Tom. Hey.
Oh, Farhouse camera is back. There we go. Maybe there's a little bit of a network hitch. This one's starting to fall. They've got some backing here.
Squeezes in, and this is
An
nice
earthquake.
in a row. And an
A huge earthquake.
Don't slam the doors, peep. But 1 point for the Bucks with a very good stone.
Very nice stone from Tom there to steal. That was, or not to steal, but to score one.
Yeah.
Good end from Viry there to put a lot of pressure on the Ducks. Nothing to be ashamed about with that end. Very good end there.
Viry probably hoping to score some points here, score kind of a 2 end or 3 ends. Oh.
It's okay, yeah. And we got pie. Hopefully they take an intermission after this ends so we can eat some pie.
Yeah.
But fantastic end from both teams there. Good end from Tom to good last stone from Tom to snatch that point away from Viry. So they take a 2-1 lead heading into the 4th. We have Xavier starting us off here.
Nice center stone here.
Very-
Look at that. Look at that.
Well played stone right there.
So, how are we doing with thinking time, John?
Let's see. Both teams have about 16 and a half minutes left.
They started with 24?
No,
28?
30,
30?
32, I think it is.
32, wow, okay. So then
They're a bit overtime. All right, this one comes up just short of the house. Corner guard. We're gonna have Tom kind of come around this one, put it right on the button. Looks a bit wide, but you know, it's been falling a bit. Xavier waving his finger. He's not happy with it, I think.
no, he's like,
Don't
sweep
do
it too
anything.
hard.
Yeah, it's a bit heavy. But we're going to get a little bit of curl right at the end. Is that going to get enough behind? Nope. Just stays out from behind the guard. They're on looking just to freeze up against it and use that to their advantage. This one feels a bit outside as well. Just gonna tap in off the guard. Nope. A little late on that sweep. I think if they really wanted to hold that one there, they would have had to do it a lot earlier, but it's really hard to tell if that one's, like, how much that was going to be outside. just want a little bit of overlap on this center guard, either in front of or behind it. Either one is okay.
Does this count as thinking time if you're kind of taking the time to clean your stones and going into your routine, that kind of stuff?
This is all part of the thinking time.
That's why basically if you throw a stone, you make sure you do your routine up front instead of waiting for the very last moment and waiting for a skip to make a decision and then start to do your routine.
Yep. It's a little bit heavy. It's might be useful actually to tap that yellow one a little bit further back behind the guard.
It's a good tap.
But it does leave it in a position where I think that could be doubleable. Trying to take a look at it from in the house. Yeah, I think there's a double there. It's slightly off level, so kind of felt like he started his release outside and then corrected it back in, so is this one gonna be good? This one looks really good. Perfect
double.
stone.
It's even a little bit behind the guard, so this is giving Viry a nice house, nice setup.
I have clicked and written. We are doing all right.
So Tom is asking for a hack weight or a back weight.
I don't know what the hand signal is. Tapping the back of his hand. Looking at where he's got his broom, probably hack weights.
Xavier immediately waving his finger, telling it
outside. They want that to fall. Just kind of wave the air out on top of it. Just catch a little bit of
it'll
something.
catch it.
Catches it enough. Gets it out of there. Yeah, Xavier's correct. A little wave of the hand like that. It's a good result, but not quite the result they wanted.
Yeah, but Christophe pretty much relieved that it hit, so the takeout was a success. Minor success is also a success.
Myrta has joined us in the clubhouse, so the nice, calm, peaceful atmosphere is gone.
Yeah, that's gone. We can say goodbye to a calm atmosphere here. Are they playing games? Normally Myrta and Timo have a tradition of playing board games in the clubhouse here.
They're playing a game called Hotel Deluxe, looks like. No idea what that one is. Indication it's a little heavy. Is that going to get over onto that red? It is. How much is it going to move it?
That's rolled behind the red one, and I think that could work.
Doesn't quite get it out of the way, but it does move it and put it into a more vulnerable position. So at least it's it has that. Yeah, a little bit outside, I think, on the release, or maybe even not enough weight. Could have been, well, more weight would have meant it would have missed. So really, really hard to know.
So they want to put a stone in front of the red one? Do they want to hit and roll? Or do they want to go for a plain draw here?
Well, I think a plain draw. I don't think they want to move that red one out of shot.
No,
just
maybe they
for
want to
stuff
use it as a
up.
backing, freeze up against it, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They have some options.
Need this one to get around that guard, though. There it goes. There it goes.
Oh.
It is gonna just freeze up against that red one. That's a nice,
very nice.
very nice shot there.
Yeah. Yeah, good stone so far. I mean, I think your shot of the matches is starting to get crowded with a couple of candidates.
Starting to fill up. A lot of Viry, not too much of the Ducks though. They're playing well, but not necessarily
With spectacular stones.
spectacular stones. Yeah.
So this is an attempt for a draw shot. Since the red stones are behind the tee, they can be used as a backing. They look more scary than they are. But then this stone needs enough weight. It doesn't have enough weight. It will tap the guards. Tapping the guard is also not the worst outcome. It's a kind of a
does open
reserve
it
outcome.
up. Yeah. But it does kind of protect that center. If Viry throws a guard here in between those two yellows, it's gonna make it a little bit more difficult for the Ducks to get onto the button. They'll have to do some run backs.
Like the trumpet you hear once in a while, that's Tom blowing his nose underneath our microphone.
Make sure this one gets down there. Get that late curl. Just anywhere in between those two yellows is going to be a really nice stone. Perfect.
Yes.
Well placed. Exactly what was asked for. 4 out of 4. That was Jeremy. It's a draw. I did actually forget to write one down. I know I clicked it, but it was Tom's draw at the end of the last end.
Oh yeah, indeed.
I did click it. I know it is there. Yep. So
Christophe took off his jacket, and that makes me wonder where he's going to put his chrono now, because normally he would put it in one of the top pockets of the jacket.
Yeah. I'm writing it down. I don't have a timestamp, but I know about where it's going to be between. So, yeah, it's interesting. Somebody's going to have to get Christophe a belt where he can connect that to.
It's in the pants.
I want this one to go hard back. Oh.
It's a nose hit, and this is, well, not what I wanted, because now they have two guards. I don't know how they're aligned, but maybe it's hard to run back the yellow one now.
Well, they have that yellow one in the center that they can run back. But, and even at a slight angle, that would run back onto the reds. That'll give them an opportunity at the button. I would almost, if I was in Viry's position, try to get rid of that yellow in the middle there. Try to run it straight back, get rid of it, leave your shooter there as a guard, because that will take away that angle run back from the Ducks. Because that yellow one that's in the house is too far back to hit and roll to get any closer. The Ducks could potentially play in on that red corner guard. Well, let's see. Let's see what they do. Adjusting the ice a little bit outside. Ooh, I think this one's gonna over curl. It's too light. They're gonna have to sweep this one to get it over the hog line. But that's gonna over curl and leave that angle, raised angle shot still there for the Ducks. Minor earthquake. So this won't have a lot of weight on it, but they can be a little bit heavy, because if he hits it at the right angle, it will have backing. Just a slight off nose hit. Trying to hold this one. Ooh, is it gonna curl a little too much? Oh, a little bit too much curl. Just falls too much, taps that yellow one. Had good weight, just taps the yellow one a little bit to the side. And actually where that yellow one ended up, it didn't, it wouldn't have gotten there. It would have been maybe second shot, but I don't think it would have gotten all the way to the button.
So yeah, this is where a 3-pointer can be made here.
This will be quite big for Viry.
Yeah.
I don't want to say relatively easy, but they have a nice lane to the...
Yeah, and even if when they're outside, they will just have a little hit and roll situation there.
Yeah. They just need to get it to the forefoot.
The weight is more important than the line. That was
a couple of little adjustments there. We'll see if that's gonna do what they need it to. Yep. I think it might be light.
All right, Jeremy coming in here to help sweep. It looks light. Is it going good there? They need all of the sweeping in the world. Selena sweeping next to the zone, so that's not really helping.
Nope. Nope.
It's too short. It's just 2 points, and I think that's the second time they leave, let's say, in a kind of a 3-point open.
Yeah, that's 2 points left out on the on the ice there.
He was a little bit wobbly with the slides, so.
Yeah, you get tentative on those ones that seem like so straightforward. It's like, oh, do we? What do we do? You know, you start to second guess yourself, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to be too long, and then what do you end up with? You end up being short.
Yeah, indeed. So the question is, do we have an intermission? I think so.
They are taking intermission, so we can have our pie.
Nice. We can do a quick switch over to the booth.
Like you said, quick switch over. I keep forgetting to take off my glasses before I do, so you guys can see my beautiful blue eyes. See? Blue eyes, blue eyes, blue eyes.
So looking at the score, it's now 3-2. Viry leading in this game again, halfway. And I really can't tell who's going to win this game. Maybe I'm kind of leaning towards Viry, but that's just based on the last hints. But it's going back and forth, and it's going to be one of those games where each team is able to win its end, and then the question is somebody able to score more than 1 point, like a two end or a 3 end, and is that going to make the difference down the road?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're seeing both teams play basically at the same level. You know, they're both making some shots, but they're both missing some shots, and they're leaving. Viry's actually hurt themselves a little bit by leaving a couple of points out there. I mean, if they score those two, take those 2 extra points, they're up 5-2, 5-3. Whatever the score is, I don't see the score anywhere.
Score
Oh,
is,
yeah.
3
There
to
we
2
go.
there,
It'd be
yeah.
like 5-2. Yes, thank you. So, you know, and that's a big difference between 3-2 and 5-2. So they're still, Grey Ducks are still in it. They still have the opportunity to come back, and they've been playing, you know, fairly even. So it's going to come down to tactics and execution. And I think it's just coming down to execution. We're seeing some really good strategy from both teams. Nothing really questionable about what they're calling or why they're calling it. So they're playing very, very well there. I think it's just really coming down to executing the stones. So, yeah, that's what we're going to see. I think the rest of this match is going to hopefully come down to the last stone again.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that. I mean, not for the teams, for them that's kind of very stressful, but for us and for people watching, that's the best kind of curling game you can have. Like very tense games, very very close calls. I was also wondering for Viry, this is their 4th game going into the Sunday afternoon. Could be an advantage because they are kind of well warmed up, but it could also be a disadvantage. Maybe exhaustion can come into play. It's they have had a lot of curling time, and maybe they have a trip back to France tonight. So is exhaustion going to be part of the equation? Are they going to get a little bit tired?
It's always a risk, you know. That's and I would think so. I mean, for the Ducks, the Grey Ducks, this is their only match today. So you're not going to have that exhaustion, although it is mentally taxing being focused for 2.5-3 hours. Even if you're not physically exhausted, you could be mentally exhausted so quickly. So
especially after that first game of today, where that really kind of pulled everything from their mental capacity to stay focused down to the very last stone.
Yep, we see them walking behind
there
us,
was a
heading
timer.
out to the ice.
Yeah. So how are we doing with thinking time? I mean, we were recording that so far. It's on the big TV right here.
They reset it, so I don't know what how they work.
No clue. Well, I think they
were running long. They were running. They had consumed quite a lot in those first 4 ends. I think they were going to be running out, coming very close to running out of thinking time at the before the end of the match. I would probably guess somewhere around the middle of the 7th end, they would have been running out of both teams would have run out of time. So
yeah, now it's not important. Now you can kind of ignore all of the time you take to think, but next week when both the Ducks are playing the challenges, then thinking time will be a rule, so they will have to be considerate of that. That's also something that need to be taken into account, especially in the first ends. Don't overthink stones that are not that important to save up time if you need that thinking time in the last stones where it's a do or die situation, basically.
Yeah. And there's also rumors that they're thinking about putting in the thinking time for next season at the A level. So
A levels, yeah.
That would be, so this is sort of like a trial run for that, just to kind of see how it would work. And yeah, so here we go with the start of the 5th end. Celine being asked to throw up a center guard.
Yeah, we're switching over because I didn't want to miss the call of the skip to see what they were asking for.
I'm going to mute myself to put my glasses back on.
Oh yeah, if you can hand me over my pie, that would be awesome. Thank you. Alright, here's Xavier with his first stone of this 5th end. Grey Ducks looking to score points, and then kind of bunny hop the Viry again of leapfrog, that's the correct term in English.
Glasses are on. A couple of bites of pie have been had. did forget to click my clicker though, so I'll have to go back, but fortunately was not a shot of the match candidate. A nice center guard, but it's really not going to be a shot of the match. Stefan indicating it's a little bit outside, a little bit light. All right, getting into the house. Sliding a bit inside, trying to correct it going back out. Is that going to be enough to get around those guards? And will it be too hard? Swooping this one, want to get it around the guard. It's going to get around the guard nicely. Needs it to curl just, wants it to curl just a little bit more. Top stone there.
Yeah.
Good stone there, yeah.
It's a very good stone.
If Xavier didn't put his big fat head in the way, we could have used it as a, we won't have a good view of it.
Well, we're recording 2 cameras, so maybe the second cam catch something.
Possibly. That just means more work for me having to check the the other feed. Super's working hard, trying to get this one down as deep as possible. I think this one's just gonna come up short.
Yep.
That gives a nice little extra guard there for the Ducks. But decision time, because those are neither of those are their stones. That what do? Do they put something in front of it to protect that one, or do they try to draw in behind and get something else behind? Ooh, third option. Go a little bit deep, try to get something in behind that yellow stone in the house. Maybe just on the T line, just behind. Little bit of a push on the release on that one, but they're already sweeping it. Maybe they need it. This is actually not a bad plan B, getting that one to come in front and put something up in front of those 2 reds to prevent Viry from using it.
They can still use the left one, maybe.
Yeah, it fell over just a little bit, maybe, but it's hard. It's really hard to get a perfect spot against that.
Yeah,
so.
correct.
That's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. I think we're going to see Viry just try to get rid of it. Just kind of clear things up, maybe.
Yep. Normal takeout. That's the call here.
It's going to be just off the nose. Ooh, maybe the worst possible result for Viry there. The yellow stayed and it's now overlapping the red, so that's going to be hard for them to get out of there.
Yep.
There's something now for the Ducks to use as a hit and roll in, coming off of that cornerstone there. You know, Viry still has an option with that red in the center. Gotta get around the red. They're gonna sweep this one hard. Gets around the red.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
Well
This is
placed
beautiful.
stone. That's a great stone. Clicking and writing as we speak.
He's very happy with the stone one. And he should be.
Very nice hit and roll there. I want this one to be just on the outside of the nose. Try to get it back at an angle.
Tom's looking to see the angle.
Ooh, just slides it by. It's so close. It has been a game of centimeters for Viry, and they've
You don't really have a lucky break here so far.
No,
I mean,
no.
it's actually a well-executed stone, but
yeah, you're talking what, a centimeter too far inside at most, and you know, a little bit 1 centimeter further to the outside, it'll catch that yellow enough to move it out. Now Tom's, with the result of that last stone, they're just going to be able to throw up a guard in front of this red, kind of take that position away. You know, as a team with the hammer, you love to be in this position where you've got you're sitting 2 shots, and all you have to do is just try to take stones out of the hands of your opponent. Ooh, this one's gonna come up short. Oh, and you see it as soon as it starts to slow down, right there. It's up about 1 meter and 2 in front of the hog line.
Yeah, and also Tom was like, huh, what happened there? How did it up curling all the way to the other side of the center line?
I am guessing dirt. Dirty ice, dirt on the ice, a piece of loose ice or something getting underneath. So that's could be anything there. Is this one gonna fall a little bit too much? I think so. And again,
a deja vu.
Deja vu all over again. Wow. I mean,
deja vu day today.
It's.
Oh, something's happening. Tearing down the boots. Yeah, 2 well-played stones from Jeremy.
Yeah.
Even the second attempt was as good as the first, but
just fell a little bit too much. I mean, really like a centimeter, and it's a completely different end to either one of those 2 stones. Xavier indicating it's a little bit high. Curious that they're not going to try to protect that one again. That was a... I don't think that one was high, Xavier, but oh, look at that. Ooh, oh, no, a little bit short.
A bit short to actually protect, but...
I don't think that was the plan. I'm not quite sure what they were calling there. Maybe coming around and trying to get something else back in the house. But a little bit... curious call. I would have thought they would have tried to put another guard over this one.
Yep.
Hey. All right, so Stefan getting a 3rd crack at this one. I'm sure he'd love to give Jeremy the stone just so Jeremy can try that throw one more time.
Yeah, true. But who knows? And then if they succeed, will the Grey Ducks kind of be...
Oh, they're really working hard on this one. Is this one going to have enough as well?
Looks good, looks good.
Oh, there he goes. He's got that extra centimeter, but it doesn't quite get it out of the house. So...
And they don't have a hammer stone, Viry. So,
no.
They could look at a big end here for the Grey Ducks if they don't have a good final stone here.
Yep.
Grey Ducks sitting with 2 stones in the house. Still have to throw 2 additional stones. And I think for Viry, the only thing that's left is basically
His damage control.
damage control, draw on the button, or just promote that redstone. And if that's their only 2 options, then for Tom and Chris, it's kind of looking, okay, how can we avoid Viry from getting close to the center? And
I'm not sure what I would do here. Part of me would say, let's take that red one out, try to nose hit, get rid of it, leave our own stone there as a guard, force Viry to draw around our own guard. Tom is looking at coming and drawing something in over on the like the open ice side where it's really cluttered. This one is not an easy decision. Lots of options. You can't protect everything. So they're gonna have to try to look at what they're most comfortable with.
mm-hmm.
And now from that placement of the broom, I have no idea what they're doing. Is he going to swing it wide? Is he going to try to come from inside towards the wall? Is he going to try to come from inside towards the open ice?
That's why we need to skip mic'd up, because there was a big decision. They were weighing out options and then they made a decision. But well, for us, it's very hard to guess what the result of all of that thinking was.
Okay, so we see that they're gonna swing it inside towards from inside out towards the wall.
Are they going to guards
I think so.
to promote or to avoid
But look at that
promotion
fall.
stone?
Look at that start to go. Is that gonna be too much? I think they want to protect that against them using the red as a promotion.
Yeah, this could work, because Viry has to hit the stone on that side. I think it's a guard.
It's I think it curled open just a little bit. Now they're not going to be able to direct it behind all of those guards, all that math on the yellow. It's going to be...
They can only tap it to the outside of the house, not to the center of the house.
Yeah. Well, slight off nose will put it onto the red, onto the forefoot, which would be better than anything that... I mean, granted, they only have to get to the white.
It's not easy, though.
But they want to try to tap it at an angle so that it's behind a guard. But then that would leave open a path in the middle to kind of draw into behind the all those guards there. So I don't think it's an easy decision for Viry.
But they've made the decision and they're going for a draw. I think they're going for a draw.
They're going to try to draw. They don't need to get to the button. They just need to get somewhere over there inside the white.
Inside the white is probably good enough. But not easy.
Yeah, here we go. Sweepers are on it right away. This is a hit and roll. Yeah. At least get rid of that one, prevent the big ends.
Anywhere in the house is 2 points. They get to choose left or right, but it just comes down to getting it in the house. So that's the sweeper's job. They have the most important job here. Well, of course, the thrower has to do a good throw, but there's a lot of room for mistakes, a lot of error margin. So the sweepers, they have to make good calls here.
We've seen points left out on the ice already today. A couple by Viry, I think even one from Grey Ducks. So
are Grey Ducks going to leapfrog again and hop over Viry to take the leads?
yeah. Anything in the house? Bit wide. Hopefully it's not too heavy. Is that gonna fall in when you get out to the edge of the ice?
Looks hard.
Yeah, that ice hasn't been scrubbed a lot, so it could just have so much fresh pebble on it that it can keep
Sweep
going.
it out, or will it stick? It'll stick. It'll stick. It's 2 points.
Oh, good stone from Tom there. To take 2 for the Ducks. Put them back at the lead, 4-3 over Viry through 5. Wow. I mean, we're seeing just some great stones, great play from both teams here. This is just such great content. I can't call it anything but, you know, it's fantastic. We're seeing
I wanna kind of measure the nerve and attention with Stefan right here.
I would love to have heart rate monitors on both of the skips here. Just that comes into that last bit. Just I mean, yeah, there's no letting up. It's Ducks give up 2 and they come right back with 2 of their own, and
so hard just to kind of hop over and then maintain your lead.
Okay, Tom being aggressive here, going to put something in the house.
Putting some aggression, maybe he knows and he feels the tension. So he's like, well.
Sweepers don't like the speed. Chris is getting on it. Christoph joins him. Oh, very light. You know when they call it for it in the house and it's trying to sweep to get it over the hog line.
If Tom comes to kind of stand in the guard area, then you know it's not going to get to the house.
Yeah, that's the disappointment when you got a lead. They've got to put their stones right. Especially when you're throwing the first stone to the end, you have nothing to draw around, nothing in your way. It's just stick it in the house and you leave it short. That's tough. Viry able to bring their own lead stone into the house. Doesn't get behind that yellow guard, but I think they just were trying to bring stuff into the house there. A little bit inside there. They're kind of shouting. As soon as it starts to fall, is that going to get by? That does get by.
That has close to non-margin to get past the guard.
Very, very good stone there.
If a fly was sitting on the edge of that stone, that fly would have been dead.
Good sweeper stone there.
Yeah.
Really put some effort on the brooms to keep that one going. That one's a bit wide. It's gonna fall, but it's not gonna quite get over behind the yellow that they liked. Gets into the house. Tom walked in the way, so I can't see. Nope, does not get shot. Stays a little bit short of the yellow there. Going to do a little hit and roll, try to get something in behind their guard there. A little overcorrection there, I think. Working hard to get this one around the brooms. That looks good. But it is going to fall a little bit too much. Taps onto their own, but does stay in the both stones stay in the house, so that one out there on the side of the house could come into play later. I think we're going to see Viry take out this top yellow. wanting Jeremy to work with his broom.
There's a takeout.
Could
There's
get
a
the
double
double.
takeout. Yes, it's
Does
a
it get
double
out the
and it
back?
stays.
Very nice stone there. Very nice stone from Laurent.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good stones in this this game so far.
Little Tokyo drift there on the slide.
Yeah,
Sweeping hard. Want to make sure they get this one.
it'll miss. It'll miss.
That's gonna miss just
Too bad.
inside.
Yeah. Christoph, old little sorry there.
Yep, that's what happens. You slide off balance and you get outside and you try to fix the stone and it overcorrects. Opportunity for Viry to set up their own at a big end here. Just squeezes it by the guard. Tom's gonna try to sweep this one as deep as he can past the T line. And it just keeps going. Wow, gets all the way back to the blue. Looking for a hit and roll here from Chris. Most important is to get this red out of the house. This is one going to be a nose slightly outside. Stays biting on the house.
That's good. That's good.
Job one done. Get rid of the red in the house. Now, Viry still does have that one in the back that's sitting shot, but it can't get any better than it already is, so... This one's not gonna fall the way they want it to. It's going to put that one just in front of the 4-foot, but sitting out in the open. That's gonna give Tom an opportunity. Yeah, hit and roll here. Get rid of that red. Get in behind that guard.
Also, Chris right there to call for the sweepers to sweep, but then only one sweeper putting his weight in there.
Ooh.
I think that was nice at that.
That was a nice stone, yeah. Could have, maybe they didn't need the sweeping, but it was probably a little bit in from where Tom had his broom, so just wanted to make sure it got around the guard. Yeah, the risk here for Viry is that it's, it could run back and jam on their stone. But I think they're going to try this risk anyway. Because they certainly don't want to give up a steal of anything, let alone multiple points in this situation.
This one is wide.
Wide and deep. Well, I guess since that was a takeout, yeah, that makes sense that it would be deep. I promise I'm sort of paying attention to the game.
That was very deep takeout.
Yeah. A rare bad stone from Jeremy that we've this weekend. We've not seen. I think I've seen him.
And he's
Been playing pretty well this
Yeah.
weekend. Pretty solid. Pretty consistent.
Xavier and Christophe looking at the scoreboard. They know how close this game is and how important every stone is. I think also Viry knows that.
Yep. Pace looks good. A little bit of sweeping, get a little bit more distance. I want this one to curl over. Don't need it in the house. Just want this
Behind the
one.
guarded goods. Or in front of the shot stone.
Very nice. Very well placed there.
Very nice, yeah. And he makes it look so easy.
He does. He does.
It seems so effortless if you see Tom throw a stone like, okay, I'm gonna just gently slide it and gently make it slide on a specific spot where I want it to go.
Yes, put it here, and he puts it there. We've seen that so many times from Tom. You give him 2 centimeters of a stone open, he's like, okay, I'm going to take that out and I'm going to hold my shooter, and then he does it. Got to be careful when you give him shots. I think Viry still could get enough of this top stone to run it back. But it is, and double this out, but it is going to be difficult. They do have the luxury of the hammer. This one gets around the guard. I think this one's going to be pretty good. Gets around the guard.
It's gonna be a double.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is that going to get out far enough?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
no. I think the yellow is
Yellow's
just on the edge of the white, and the blues, the red's got just a little bit of blue in between it. But that is close. That is very close. From where I can see here in the booth out onto the ice, I think that it is yellow, but it's very close. Maybe I could go pull out the ladder, climb up over top, and take a look.
Yeah. Pause the game, say,
Yeah.
wait a minute, guys.
Hang on, guys, we
We
wanna
have
show
to
this.
verify this for the stream.
I'll bring my phone out there and take a picture.
We have to triangulate this one. I'm gonna put my ladder on 3 different spots and then triangulate the image in my head. Okie dokie. So this is a simple, effortless draw, Tom style.
Are they going for the draw, or are they going to try to take that red one out in the back? To force Viry to draw for 1.
Oh yeah.
Gotta hold this one and make sure it... Or a freeze. Freeze would be good. Nope. This one, they're just gonna try to draw it in, leave it in front of the, I guess leaving it in front of the tee doesn't really matter.
That's good, and the red one still serves as some kind of jamstone. Not
Good
that
stone there from Tom, yeah. Viry looking at a possible double to see if they can score 2.
Yeah, as a skip, you don't really like this kind of pressure. Like, okay, there's an opportunity, I know what to do. But if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna get punished.
Yeah. And this is a tough one because they're going to be throwing this one from where they're looking at their hands. They're going to swing this out towards the wall. And that's not a stone we've seen today. I don't know that they're going to be really sure about this this break, and it has to be hard enough that it can come back to the middle and hit that yellow. So,
but if anybody can pull this off, then it's Stefan. We've seen him do very good stones. Let's watch and see here. Yes. 1, 2, and is he shots?
No,
still
yellow.
So close.
Wow, what a great shot though. What a great effort. I have clicked the button for it because that one is deserving of a relook. Except my pen is not writing.
So Grey Ducks take a steal here, and this could be an important steal. Remember when we said this is going to be one of those games where each team is able to win the round, and then it comes down to how many points you score. But in those kind of games, if you pull off a steal, that's even better.
Yep. A really good result there for the Ducks. Another fantastic end of curling. Both teams playing well. Okay, Tom wanting it in the house this time.
Yeah, he's putting that type of pressure. They have the lead, so...
Davi needs to make sure he doesn't overdo it. They're sweeping this one right away, so they must think it's going to come up light. Yeah, Tom putting his broom up high.
Yeah, also standing very high, so that's kind of where he expects the stone to land.
It's a bit of deja vu from the previous end. A little bit wide, a little bit short. Wisp sweeping, it gets it down close to the house, but
Duck deja vu.
Just outside the house there.
Tom updating the score. Kudos to Tom. You received the Kurdia karma today.
Yeah. I like it. They're even updating the total at the same time.
Yeah,
so
true.
that's always nice too. We don't have to do the math.
Leading 5-3 with 2 wins to go.
Yeah. We want this one to get in the house behind this guard. They're going to try to sweep this one just to make sure it gets past it, because once it starts to fall, it will fall just like that. I mean, it really takes a dive there.
Mm-hmm. It plunges on the guards. And that guard was not a center guard, right?
I guess technically it was, because it was between the two, the parallel lines, but
the tick rule didn't apply.
No, it was not on the center line. So the center line, and this one was also not on the center line. So no tick rule. The yellow stayed out of the house as well, so it is not removable.
Tom doing little bunny hops again.
He's really wanting them to work on this one. This one's coming up a little bit light. Is that going to catch the red? It's going to catch the red. Is it going to catch the yellow and tap it too?
But
oof. It did tap the yellow. Don't think it put it. It did put the yellow biting the house, but it also put the red further in, so it is reddish shots. I don't think it's anything that Viry is going to try to protect, so I think they're going to try to use these yellow stones, draw in behind those. Stefan indicating that's a bit inside. That's going to fall over. Or be a little too hard.
it's too hard.
Tom is going to sweep this one, help get it through. Goes out of play. So this is going to give Tom the opportunity to kind of hit and roll, get underneath their own yellow. Very least get rid of this red one in the house. Don't give Viry anything to potentially build up behind. Little bit of a push, and then you see it just fall straight off his hand. Goes right to the inside.
That was was hard, I guess. Or did he push, or a little bit of both?
To me, he pushed it hard, but then it also came out of his hand and immediately went to towards the middle. So it's hard to say. It was hard to say if he actually pushed it that way or if it just clipped something. But I would guess that he pushed it. Part of the push made it go inside. But even Tom thought that was a little bit weird. I heard him say it's a bit rar, which means a little weird. Sweeping this one for length. And the way that's falling, that's coming up way light. It is going to come up as a guard in front of that one. And it's going to over curl just a little bit. A little bit of exposure there. Could be enough with a hack weight or back line.
But what if this was what they called for, the guard? I can't recall what they called for.
I thought they were trying to come in behind the red, but
because there's so much weight difference between it's barely over the hawk and then key line weights.
Alright, so this one is going to be a draw behind the yellow. White outside, but yeah, they're going to use this one maybe as a guard there.
Yeah,
not
they
their
have a guard.
first choice, but felt like that one was just a bit wider than they wanted it, and it was a little heavy. Yep.
Yeah, definitely heavy.
I like that Christoph's sweatshirt says fish on it since his last name is De Vis.
Yeah.
Which means the fish for you non-Dutch speaking viewers out there. I'm
There's
sure
also his
that's not an
nickname.
accident. Yeah, I'm sure that's not an accident.
No, they mentioned that on one of the comments on YouTube as well. Somewhere there's a quote by Christoph saying "Go fish" or something.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
fish.
yeah. Well, I mean that the sweatshirt saying fish is not an accident.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm sure he saw that and said, "Oh, I have to have that." This one's gonna just stay a little bit outside. It's gonna tap that yellow one into the house. Ooh, I don't know. Might just be biting, but not enough.
You can see Stefan leaning on his broom. Don't know if he's thinking right now, but looking back at the scoreboard, he knows this is going to be a battle
To the end.
to the end. Yeah. And is he prepared to go for such a tense game again? Takes out.
Shooter's not gonna stay, but it does get rid of the red. I think that's all they needed there. think in an ideal situation, Tom would give them one to get the hammer going into the last end ahead by one.
Mm-hmm.
So Viry is definitely going to need to find a way to score 2 or more here. So I don't think they want to give up one and risk being down 3 even with the hammer.
Sweep it, get it behind the guard, get it as deep as possible. It's better than that.
It is shot, but
yeah.
And what do you think? Who does a blank end benefit? Would you say it would be Viry or the Ducks? Because Ducks would go with a blank end. The Ducks would have a two-stone lead going into the end, but Viry would have hammer.
The loudest stone so far.
Oh, is that gonna catch that? Oh, very nice, very nice.
Oh, beautiful stone there. Stefan scratching his head like, oh my god, every time I throw a stone, they just keep throwing in those good stones. What do I do now? Come on.
Yeah. Good shout on the sweep there. Yeah, and they can't really afford to just kind of take these out. They can't waste stones. They need to score 2, so yeah, they're gonna have to try to draw in behind it.
And it's the only option, but I kinda hope that Fury scores 2 points and we go into the last end with a 5-5 tie. And that would be the absolute Duck deja vu. But still 5 stones in this game.
Oh, is this one gonna get to the house?
Not going to get into the house. It's barely touching the blue.
It does. It is shot.
It is shot.
Barely. Pim is #Pim's wrong. Not going to get to the house. Come on. But yeah, this gives another opportunity for the Ducks just to take it out. You know, a nose hit, boom, and they've got another stone sitting in front of the house, guarding it up, guarding the path to the button.
Yeah, and if you do another one of those nose hit takeouts, then their wall of guards is a little bit wider again, so the draw option becomes a little bit difficult.
Yep.
A little bit more difficult.
This one looks to be pretty good.
Perfect.
Yeah, and even that slight little roll out to the side gives it just that little bit extra width on the wall there.
Yeah. All right. There's Jeremy saying, well, there's another gap on this side. Not easy.
Nope. I think they have to draw around. They have to try to get in there, and then hope that the Ducks miss.
Yeah, the Ducks kind of, I don't know if they can relax, but they're pretty comfortable in watching this game roll out.
Oh, that's awesome. You see that Xavier made custom shirts for everyone in the group, and that's pretty cool. Thanks for the info, Blinker.
Oh, so Blinker says, inside information, Fish's shirt was actually a gift from Xavier for his birthday, and he had custom shirts made for everyone in the friends group. Oh yeah, that's actually
that's
awesome.
So cool.
So this is the famous Fish shirt. Well, So they all have actual fish merchandising. So
So what have we? I'm not entirely sure what they're gonna try to do here. Maybe they're gonna try to set it up so maybe they can get some of these yellow ones away, and then with their last stone try to promote and get the shooter to go in. Not an easy ask here. "100% they would have run out of thinking time by now."
yeah, I think this stone alone is in between 3 or 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And they're still not close to a decision.
Well, we can pop it up if you put it into studio mode. Go to studio mode there, and then scroll down to the bottom, go to thinking time, and then click that one. No, that's not right. Okay, never
According
mind.
to John, we have
44 minutes.
44 minutes of thinking time.
Not correct. So
That's not correct, no. But
So
well,
no.
we do have a lot of thinking time. That's actually the case.
all right, here we go. Next to last stone for Viry. They want this one in the house, preferably behind those guards.
It is behind the guards. It seems to have the right
think.
weights. I know it's deep. It's deep. It's deep, and Tom is going to get it out.
Is he gonna get it out?
Yes, it's out.
Oh, okay.
So now, Grey Ducks are sitting 2 at the moment.
They could easily tap one of these other two
2
out,
or 3.
leave a guard. Yeah.
Not sure about that third stone though.
No, it's for sure one.
I think
It's
for
that
sure.
second one.
I think the one over on the left seems to be casting some shadow on the blue.
That's the close
the
one.
right-
That's
on
the
the
one
right,
we're
yeah.
not sure of.
Yeah.
The other two are definitely not in.
No,
So
true.
it's 1 or 2. They could definitely promote one of those 2 outside stones and leave a guard in its place. I would potentially try to tap that middle one back, because then you're less likely to leave the guard in place in
Yeah.
front of it. If they tap this edge one back and they're off the other side, well, that might give them a little bit of an opening to try to draw in and score.
Yep.
But at this point, Ducks don't mind giving up 1 because, yeah, it gives them the hammer with a 1-point lead going into the last end.
So I'm calling for the sweep, but Chris overruling this, saying no.
Yeah, but I don't want this too deep. A little bit on the outside is fine. That's going to be nicely played.
check where this ends. What do you do now? I mean, it's lined up perfectly, and now they're sitting 2, I guess. Looks 2.
At least 2, possibly 3 if that one on the edge is biting. But that's one of the places where Viry can come in, try to play off their own, which would most likely push that yellow one into the house too. So if it doesn't...
So like,
Doesn't
is this
hit
one
right.
biting or not? That's the kind of question we have so far. It's very hard to tell. I can tell from this.
That's from this angle now.
We do have the overhead that's still in play, but it's also hard to tell.
It's really hard. Because from this angle, you could see underneath the stone, so it would look like there's white, but it's... Or at least in that case, like brownish yellow because of the screen coloring.
This is a very hard one. This is a rocket, so this is either a good stone or a totally different outcome.
He's trying to play it off to the side.
Tap. Tap.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
What an absolute killer of a stone.
And fantastic stone there. That's definitely getting written down. We are clicking buttons. We are writing things down. Fantastic. An absolute must of a stone, and he just nailed it.
I'm impressed. Honestly, I'm impressed. And I expect Tom is going to give Stefan some compliments about the stone.
Absolutely. There's nothing you can do about that but tip your cap, and
see?
there you go.
There you go. Well deserved. I mean. Hats off for this Hatman. And they're still alive. And they go into the last end with the hammer, looking to score some points. Because they're still behind, of course.
Yeah, yeah. See, that was a good thing. I mean, the Ducks, that didn't hurt them really. You know, obviously having a 3 or 4 point lead going into the last end would be ideal, but the having hammer with a 1 point lead puts so much pressure on Viry to make every shot and do everything perfectly.
All right. Can they get it across the hog line? Because this seems so slow.
Ooh. Not how you want to start the last end when you need stones in play.
Yeah. Tom says, well, we don't need stones.
Yeah, stow it through.
We don't need guards, we don't need stones, we don't need rubbish. Just Xavier, like, huh? Why? What the hell? Are we now going to waste our stones? What's the idea behind that? Shouldn't we? What? Let's trust in your skip.
Yep.
Tom has a plan.
Tom knows a bit. He's been around this game a while, so he knows what he's doing. There you go.
And this stone is coming in. Is it going to have the weight to carry on? Seems a little bit wide, but it will catch the blue and it's out. Almost catches Tom there.
He does get the takeout at the back with the stone in the back there. I think that is going to be our speed stone of the match.
Yeah, so now
I think there will definitely be a debrief as to why after the match as to why Tom called for that.
Also explaining like, well, in some cases you don't want to have stones. Hey.
Yep, you don't give the other team any reason or anything that can help them. So you don't take the chance of leaving something out of guard and letting them build up behind it. You just throw it through. You can't use it if it's not there. All right, setting up the center guard.
And now Xavier has to reset his muscle memory after that huge rocket. He likes to throw rockets, by the way, so
yes.
In that case, Tom was giving him a big favor.
Gonna sweep this. We'll want to get this deep enough. Try to get this around the guard. It's gonna be nice behind the guard. Gonna be a little heavy. Just past the T line.
Slightly heavy, but it's behind the guards. They can use it. It's in play. It's protected, and it puts pressure on Viry, and that's all they want for now.
Oof, Viry going with the guard, setting up something high. I guess they do need to. They need to build up 2, and without the hammer, you've gotta put things in position. Takeouts won't help them there, so especially one that's pretty well protected. Is this one gonna get far enough? It is over the hog line, but it's also going to curl over a little bit.
Yeah, such a tough day for Viry. Kind of 2 games that were extremely close. And,
Yeah, and then to come back and face 2 more tough opponents and play such tight games, mentally it's got to be draining.
So Xavier still playing with a club broom there, so if his friends are looking for inspiration for a good birthday present.
Yeah, good. Proper curling broom would be good. Yeah, get out of the way, Christoph.
You don't sweep with that broom. And that's a good stone. Good stone there.
Oh, here we see coming around the wall side. Gonna try to get on top of this stone just behind the tee line. Is that gonna get around the guard? Have we seen Viry run out of gas?
Think so. So, like, remember the remark, is exhaustion going to become a thing in the last day?
Yeah.
I think it is.
They're entering their 5th hour on the ice today. They had at least 5 hours yesterday. Yep, I think we're seeing it finally come. It's a shame that it happens during this last end. They're still not out of it. They still have a chance, but not good results from their first 4 stones.
I wouldn't want to be the driver who has to who's facing another I think how much, 2-3 hours?
3, it depends on, I'm not exactly sure where Viry is. I think it's south of Paris, so then it would be like more than 3 hours drive. But I'm sure once I get off cast and I look it up, I'll find out. I'm gonna sweep this one over, get something in the house. Cover up that path there. Very good stone. Just biting the front. You got those overlapping reds there. It's really gonna make it tough for Viry to use anything. I think they just want to clear this out.
Clear out yellow and make sure they have an option to get to the house.
There's a potential double there too. Just needs to be slight off nose to the outside.
Is this inside? Here's this
Yeah,
inside.
a little
think
bit.
it is.
This is a lot inside. This is going to clear out those 2 guards, though. It's
No.
not going to hurt them,
No, but what
but
will
it doesn't
happen?
help them. And it's going to push that yellow into the back, through the back. Nope, stays back there. But because of where that top red guard is in the center, it's going to make it so hard to run that other red one back. And now they're getting to the point where they need to start getting stones into the house. They can't just start playing takeouts. They have to work on that.
So yeah, that little steal there in the sextants is making a difference so far.
Yeah, and also those extra points left out on the ice
Oh,
for
yeah,
Viry
true.
early on.
They were expensive in hindsight.
Turning out to be very expensive. It's gonna come into the house a little bit deeper than they would have liked, I think. It does take away that draw to the forefoot, but it leaves open this run back on the red. Sweeping this, I feel like it's a little bit inside. Keep sweeping. Gets around the guard, but it doesn't get the tap back on the one they really wanted.
It's just adding more stones in front of the house, but it's not really improving their situation.
There's now an open lane to the button, but yeah, Tom sees it. He's just going to plug something up there, put it up around position 1 or 2, something high, just to kind of take it away. Even something just barely across the hog line would be enough to take it out, take it away.
Yeah, for Grey Ducks this looks perfect. I mean, they don't have hammer, so they have some stones to protect with a lot of guards in front. They're looking at a steal here.
The Grey Ducks do have the hammer.
Oh, they do have the hammer.
Yes.
Even with the hammer, they're sitting in a good position. Look at that hammer.
Just don't need a sweep, don't need a sweep. There you go. Just let this one fall. Anywhere in that area is going to be enough. Now they would like that a little bit higher and possibly in front, a little bit more in front of that red one, because now they can still promote that. But still a pretty good one. Takes away the draw in there.
Alright. Focus time again. Two important last stones for Viry.
They need to score. They need to get into a scoring position here. This one seems a bit outside. Is that going to fall enough to get onto their red? I
It
don't.
looks like it's heading for that yellow stone and
Yeah.
no, it's tapping the red one. It's tapping
There
the
it
red one.
goes.
This could be a
But
good
just
stone.
not enough. It does get them into the house, but it doesn't get it deep enough.
No.
They needed that one over onto the red. So now all the Ducks have to do is look at how can Viry get rid of that yellow one in the forefoot and hold their shooter to score. So you do have that red biting on the side of the house, so if they could manage to double both of those yellows out, it would be okay. Hey, the near house camera came back briefly.
Yeah, I used it before, so suddenly.
There we go. So there is. I wish I had the telestrator stuff set up. I have it tested, but not quite installed on this one yet, because then I'd be able to like do it and staying instead of that yellow and this yellow.
All right. It's skip time, money time. The skips are going to decide the fate of this game. Now it's Tom's first stone.
Ooh, this one's a little bit light. It needs to get over, but is it going to overcurl with the sweeping?
Seems to overcurl.
It does.
Seems to
A
overcurl.
little bit inside. So, this is it. This is the stone that matters, because if Viry doesn't make it, Ducks aren't going to throw their last stone.
Yeah.
So that they need to double out those 2 yellows and hold the shooter.
And that's not an easy stone to play.
Nope. I think the only chance they have is to ricochet the shooter off that top yellow. And we could actually see it. I'm gonna move to, there we go. The shooter has to carry him off that top yellow and nose hit or just hit flush against that one in the red to stop. That's the only way they can get those out. I'm gonna score it. He's looking to see if there's any other way they could get in, but I don't see them getting 2 any other way. Maybe now they're just looking for 1 to draw the match.
Yeah.
But even then, they have to pretty much get to the button.
Can they use that stone? That's all kind of all the way on the side.
If it's not touched the side, it's still in play. They can, yeah.
Totally forgot there was a stone on that side.
I did too. But that's such a dangerous area. Nobody ever plays out that
true.
wide. So is the stone, is it going to have the speed? Is it going to suddenly change direction?
So I wonder,
Is it dirty?
yeah, if you hit it, because we have a kind of a little wall there, whereas in another sheet you would just have the sheet running, kind of going into the other sheet. Is that going to make a difference that you have the wall as some kind of backing? If you try to hit and roll it with that stone?
You run the risk of, if it hits the wall hard enough and kicks back hard enough, that it would touch the shooter stone, and I believe that takes the shooter stone out of play, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I also don't think they would ricochet that fast. They would gain speed after hitting the wall, so...
Yeah. Right. Still looking for options here, but I think they've made a decision.
Yeah, I think they're going to try this...
Double. I think they're going to try the double.
Yep.
They're going to try to see...
Or even a draw. A draw would still work there. If they only need the 1 to if they're playing for the tie, then a draw into the button, it's there. But this is it. This is the
It all comes down to this stone for Viry. And if this fails, then maybe they're just gonna say, well, that was a nice attempt, but we can't win, so we'll shake hands and we don't gonna see the last stone from
we won't see the last stone unless they absolutely nail this shot. It has to be perfect, and that's because the Ducks would still have 1 more chance to get rid of it. This one is heavy and wide and is just going to tap on the red, tap on the yellow, excuse me, and not get deep enough. So nothing for Ducks to do except to shake hands here. They don't have to throw it. They're just going to throw it away anyway. So
but it's up to Viry if they want to shake hands, right?
No. It's up to, this is up to the Ducks whether they want to throw this stone or not.
Oh yeah,
And
they're gonna try it wide, I guess. That's
yeah.
And there's the handshake.
They would just throw it away. There's no chance they were going to throw anything. So, wow, 2 incredible matches today. That was
big respects between the skips for this game here.
yeah. Viry played 2 excellent matches, just coming up short in both of them, coming down to the last stone in both matches. It's yeah.
So that was 1 for or was it 2 for the Grey Ducks? Or no, or
1.
they didn't play. Yeah, that was 1.
It's technically it's 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So high fives, handshakes. Both teams have nothing to hang their head about. Viry played such a strong game. I mean,
They played a very good weekend here. I mean, they won 2 games. They lost 2 games, but I think they performed real strong, and they've proven that they can scare almost every team in the A division. I think if you're a team in the A division and you haven't played yet, and you saw the streams of both matches, then you're going to have to prepare for this game if you want to beat Fury. They're not easy to play against.
yeah, tough team, and they're going to put pressure on everybody. I mean, they're going to put it went down to the final stones in each match. You could see that they kind of lost the momentum at the end, but they're playing 4 matches in 2 days. That's going to take its toll on anybody. So, and to still be in it, you really have to look back at the early ends where they left a couple of points out there, and that would have swung the game a different way. You would have seen different things. It's hard to know if it would have held on. But you do know that it would change the tactics of teams, knowing that, hey, we're down 5-3 or 5-2 versus 3-2 for the Ducks. So they didn't have to panic. They could stay in it. They could keep going. So yeah, it's fantastic curling today.
Yeah,
nothing but
was 2 great matches today. I think there are obviously people are going to rewatch them, and they should, because this is actually excellent curling. And this is just the opening weekend of the Belgian Curling League, the second half. Nice job. So this is just the opening weekend. We might have more and more of these games coming up in the next week, the next weekend, and the next months. We have a pretty packed calendar for January. I think we already have matches on weekdays for the next week. We have to kind of look back on what games, but we'll post the schedule tomorrow, so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. And there are 2 big events coming up. One is the Seniors National Challenge. That will be a duck face-off. Both duck teams, they will compete for the absolute duck trophy, the ducker of ducks.
yeah, the honor of wearing the representing the Black Ducks of Belgium in the World Championships later this year. So
and both teams are very hyped to win that game. For them, that's the kind of momentum, the big moment for their season, I guess. And then there's obviously a second big event that we are going to broadcast, and that's kind of a major announcement for us. And we're going to broadcast a World Curling Tour event end of January, the Men's Challengers, the Belgian Men's Challengers. And we're going to co-cast this with the World Curling Tour. So we're going to do a cast on Korea TV and also on the World Curling Tour channel. So we're going to have a lot of international viewers, and hopefully they will engage with chat, and you guys will be here to chat along. But that will be a big event with big international teams coming over. And I think on Belgium side we have Team Verreken and Housekeepers also competing against those teams. So it's always nice to see how our Belgium teams perform against international teams. We know they perform in their Europeans, but now we'll have it on stream live here on Kurdia.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to it. Definitely keep an eye out. Like we said, big month of curling. This week's going to be very busy. Next week's going to be very busy. So just keep an eye out on our social medias. Watch out for everything. We'll be posting on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. We'll be posting it. We'll be having the shots of the match from these weekend matches.
4 shot of the match that's coming next week. We had 4 games, right? Oh, no, we had 3
we
games.
only broadcast 3. So we'll have 3 coming up. Hopefully I'll get these out in between, but we've got more content coming. So, thanks for all of the support, everybody across our social medias. We really appreciate the numbers growing. We feel like we've taken bigger steps than we could have imagined in these first few months, and we're just trying to get better and better, and hopefully you guys keep coming back for more. So with that, we're going to say thank you and goodbye, and we are going to see you on our next broadcast.
Yes.
So bye.
Bye-bye.